Good afternoon, children. This is Amirudha, ma'am. Um, this is your chapter Constitutional Design, of which two videos I've already uploaded on FlipLearn. And in those, the first topic I took was the making of Indian Constitution, and second was the Constituent Assembly. These two main topics have been covered in the past two videos. Today, we are going to have third video on the different features which make our constitution and are mentioned in the preamble, the first page of our constitution. So children, look over here very closely. This is the preamble of your constitution, the first page of your constitution. Okay, so in our constituent assembly, this 26th day of November 1949 adopted and enacted and gave ourselves this constitution. Okay, now let's studying it in detail. We're going to see the philosophy of the constitution, the thought which is behind to make this constitution, values that inspired and guided the freedom struggle and were in turn nurtured by it, formed the foundation for India's democracy. These values are embedded in the preamble of the Indian Constitution. They guide all the articles of the Indian Constitution. Means all the values on which, your philosophy on which the Constitution is made on, is all written in this preamble. Okay? These are very important, children. You need to learn them, understand them, and short notes do come on this, and collectively also they can be asked, or individually also they can be asked to write a short note or explain or define. Right? Now taking one. First we need to understand the philosophy. The preamble of the Constitution reads like a poem or democracy. It contains the philosophy on which the entire Constitution has been built. It deals with the whole importance, the base on which the Constitution is made. Yes, sovereign, sovereign, secular, democratic, republic, everything is being covered here. It provides a standard to examine and evaluate any law and action of government to find out whether it is good or bad. So it's also given a platform to evaluate, to see to your own decisions whether you have taken the right decision or wrong. That is also given here, and it is the soul of the Indian Constitution. So this is the philosophy. Now, taking each point in detail. Features of Constitution. First point, sovereign, which we have been hearing since you start learning about Constitution, democracy, India, government. So sovereign means people have supreme right to make decisions on internal as well as external matters. No external power can dictate the government of India. Or in a very easy language, if we can say free from foreign rule. Nobody can rule or dictate India. It is the people of India who are going to see the administration of its country. Right? So it's simply sovereign means free from foreign rule. Clear? Second is socialist. Socialist, the word socialist was added in the preamble by the 42nd amendment. Amendment change. Right? So 42nd amendment, when it was made, then this was added into the constitution. Socialist indicates the incorporation of the philosophy of socialism in the constitution, which aims at elimination of inequality in income, status and standards of life. Socialist, socialism, a word is coming out which is society, where we live, the people around us. We say family is our first society, isn't it? When a child is born, the first society a child enters in is the family, where he finds so many different people given name. He's your uncle, he's your mother, she's your mother, he's your father, he's your brother, she's your sister. So that is a society which you get when you're born into a family. Later on, when you grow up, you enter a society which is your neighbor, your school, when you grow, then the office place, your friend circle. So this is all society. So all together, if I take, then socialist means on the part of India where we are living in a society, that society needs to be following equality. Elimination of inequality means everybody is equal in the society of India. Whether you belong to any status, when you belong to any standard, if whatever your income is, that inequality is eliminated or finished, right? So socialist means this. So first part was sovereign, where only Indian people will rule and have the administration power in their hands. Second is socialist, being society should be on the base of equality. Third is being secular. Secular, citizens have complete freedom to follow any religion. Secular simply means you are free to follow any religion, but there is no official religion. There is no official religion of your country. Government treats all religions, beliefs and practices with equal respect. If you are Christian today, or if you're a Hindu today, or a Muslim today, any time in your life you can change and switch on to other religion. That is being secular. That is, if you're born in a family or a Hindu family, you cannot be a Christian or you cannot be a Muslim. That part is not here. It gives you that freedom of choosing any religion. So there is no official religion of any state, any country. And especially in India, where there is diversity, where there are so many people of different backgrounds living together, this is a very important base in the constitution for all the people to live in harmony. Okay, so third is secular, which means free to follow any religion. Fourth is democratic, which we already know, a government formed by the people, of the people and for the people. There is no hierarchy here. The people are chosen, representatives are chosen, elected people govern, admin. So a form of government where people enjoy equal political rights means anybody who is 18 and above can stand for any position in elections. So political rights are equal for everybody. Whether you are poor, you are rich, you are educated, you are not educated, anybody who is 18 and above can stand here. Of course, there are some guidelines which you have to prove that you are eligible for it. That is there. But as a citizen of India, you can give your name. So elect their rulers and hold them accountable. Hold them accountable means they are responsible for their own decisions or whatever rules and regulations or acts they are passing. So they are accountable, they are responsible for that. So a government by the people, of the people and for the people means a democratic government. So this is the fourth point in your constitution mentioned in your preamble. Okay, then fifth is republic. The head of the state is an elected person and not a hereditary position. So republic government is a government where hierarchy is not followed, hereditary positions are not followed, that king is there, so the son of the king can only become the ruler, the head, or a person who is in a noble family or a person who is rich can be. So nothing like that. Republic word is coming from public. Republic means public, right? So people choose their head, elect the person and give that position. So public is the overall authority to give the position to that person who is elected to be the ruler of that place. So republic is the fifth feature. Sixth is justice. Justice simply means in front of law everybody is equal. So citizens cannot be discriminated on the grounds of caste, religion and gender. Social inequalities have to be reduced. They still persist in our society. We know this. Directly or indirectly, we ourselves are a part of that social inequality in the society, but gradually it is being decreasing and it will decrease, and someday will come when these inequalities will be eradicated from our society. So the government should work for the welfare of all, especially of the disadvantaged groups. Disadvantaged group is the group which is poor, which is a group which is not getting all the privileges, cannot survive on the normal basis. So that group has to be specially taken care of and have to see to the welfare of that group particularly. Okay, underprivileged group. So justice, court is there for us to provide justice for us. So all together in front of the law we are equal, and it's the duty of the government through justice feature that everybody has to be taken care of, and especially to the people who are underprivileged. Okay. Then seventh is liberty. Under Indian Constitution, liberty means freedom to decide on your way of life, which would include freedom to accept or reject everything that has potential to affect you. The preamble secures to all citizens of India liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship through their fundamental rights in case of violation. We all know our fundamental rights which are being given to every citizen of India. And under this fundamental rights you have the liberty. Liberty means freedom. Freedom of thoughts, freedom of expressions. Anytime if you feel that something is happening wrong in the society, you can express yourself freely. You have that right from the Constitution to raise your voice according to any thing which is happening and it is affecting you. Then you can raise your voice. Right? Belief, faith, we are studying in the secular, being any religion, any faith you can follow. Worship anybody in any form you like. You like to worship sun god, you are most welcome. You want to worship the moon, you are most welcome. You are wanting to worship, go to church and attend the sermons, you can do that. So anything, it is giving you freedom. But then we need to understand that these fundamental rights are only applicable when you are not hurting anybody else. That is very important. So these are of course yours, but if you are hindering or hurting some others fundamental rights, then that is wrong in the eyes of justice. Okay, so liberty means freedom. We have got freedom under fundamental rights. In case of any violation, we can use them. And cases which comes under fundamental rights are in the civil court. Okay. Then it is equality. All are equal before the law. The traditional social inequalities have to be ended. The preamble secures to all citizens of India equality of status and opportunity. This provision embraces three dimensions of equality: civic, political, and economic. In all the aspects, civic means society, political, government, economic, money related, in all the scenarios, whatever, anyways, equality has to be followed. Again and again I've been repeating, whether you belong to any strata of life society, everybody is equal. Right? And the ninth is fraternity. Fraternity simply means brotherhood. Bhaichara, brotherhood. Everybody has to believe and respect brotherhood. On the base of religion or on the base of your being, I am superior, you are inferior, you cannot treat anybody in an ill manner. You need to love, respect each one under brotherhood. So fraternity simply means a sense of brotherhood. Even if your neighbor, a person is living whom you don't like, still you have to give him or her respect and love and care or whatever help he needs, so as an act of brotherhood. So the preamble declares the fraternity has to assure two things: dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. Okay, so dignity of the individual, which means that individuals' dignity should not be hampered. And then the unity and the integrity of the nations also. Nations on the world side, all the nations also have to act in the name of brotherhood. No nation should be, enemy to each other or act in a way of hurting each other. So both ways, it goes for individually, a human being, or any citizen, and then nation also, right? So no one to treat a fellow citizen or as inferior. It same goes for nations also. Nobody to see the other nation inferior to themselves. So this is your chapter end here for today. In fact, the third chapter is completed now, children. This is your IP for today, constitutional design. Before this, I would like to tell you that this time the syllabus whatever you had was French Revolution in history, and 2 chapters of civics. One we had democratic, and then second is constitutional design. These 2 have been done, so we are done with the syllabus till now. The IP today is you have to define these terms. You can take the help from the video, or even you want to add in your own, you can do that. I welcome always write in your own answers. So it is republic, fraternity, sovereign, justice, liberty, and secular. And then what is preamble? You have to write this. Even if you get a photograph, you can just paste it or draw it, or also wherever you're going to answer what is preamble, right? Try to learn your preamble, children. Also, we should, as an Indian citizen, we should know the preamble of our country, of our nation, right, children? So this is your preamble here, this is your IP. So do your IP well, and send your IPs on time to the subjective teachers. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.